All right, welcome back to Pietros Maneos Finance. In today's video, it's going to be a continuation of a video I did last week or so, which is showing a fundamental strategy that's created in Composer software. So, for those of you who don't know, Composer is a fintech company. It's a no code strategy where you can build systems of trading without having to know Python and to deal with APIs. It's synced right into Alpaca. So you're able to create multiple strategies based on indicators, based on logic. But what I'm doing here is a little bit different. I'm using it to create fundamental based strategies. So actually, at this point, I believe I have three fundamental strategies. So there's a strategy called the Dogs of the Dow. And the Dogs of the Dow strategy is there's the Dow 30, and this strategy takes the highest dividend yield of those 30, and then you rebalance those. It's the highest 10 dividend yield, and then those are rebalanced every year. So what I did here is, again, just like with the last video where I used fast graphs to get the information, to get the fundamental information, and then applied it in Composer, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to go over to fast graphs here. And you'll see here I'm in the Dow 30. See, Dow Jones Industrial Average 30. And I've clicked on a couple, the price, the earnings per share yield, and the dividend yield. And so what I wanted to do here is I wanted to rank, which I did here, the highest dividend yield. So let's bring this screen down just a little bit here. There. Okay. So you'll see that the highest dividend yield right now is Chevron. Then you have IBM, Verizon, Dow, Walgreens, Merck, Amgen, 3M, Coca-Cola, and it looks like Intel is the last. Yep. So that would be the Dogs of the Dow. Okay, so let's now bring my screen back up and let's go into Composer. So you can see Dogs of the Dow. So I'm going to click on this. So there you go. So what I did is put these 10 in. Yep, Intel here is the last one. So I put them, weighted it equally, yearly rebalance, and again, just like the last video where the back testing is somewhat irrelevant here because it's going to back test these 10 stocks, not the strategy of swapping it out every year. So it's as if you own these stocks for the last 10 years or so. It doesn't go back far because I think Dow was a spinoff or something, because if you go here, it only goes back, yeah, see, because of DOW stock. Yeah, see right here. And which is cool. You can show data is not available to calculate Dow price until 2019, March 20th, 2019. So I wouldn't really put much stock in backtesting. I would, if you're interested, you can probably go just type in Dogs of the Dow historical performance, and it's somewhere around 10% or so. Now, there's another strategy when I was doing the research here that I came across, and so I just created another Symphony. And so, as I mentioned, I'm looking to maybe have 100 symphonies that are lightly correlated, uncorrelated, negatively correlated to each other. And I just think my Sharpe Sortino Kalmar ratio will be out of control good. So maybe the Sharpe ratio is 3-ish, right? I won't know until it's really live in multi-symphony and then I've allocated capital. But so the other strategy, we're going to go back to fast graphs. Okay. And this strategy is the lowest price of the top 7 dividend yield stocks. Okay, top 7 dividend yielding stocks. So I believe it's called the Small Dogs of the Dow X. So what we're going to do is, we're going to eliminate these 3. Okay, and so of these, we're looking for the lowest price. So we're going to look at. So it looks like it's going to be. Let me bring my screen down a little bit here. So it looks like we're going to have definitely Walgreens, Dow, and Verizon, right? Yep, those would be the three. So Walgreens, Dow, and Verizon. So now we're going to go back to Composer. We're going to click the back button here. Bring my screen back up. Okay. I love this screen, by the way, in Composer. I love looking at all the different returns and the colors. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. So, but let's just go down here. So we're going to go, instead of titling it Small Dogs of the Dow X, I just titled it Dogs of the Dow Small. The reason being is I want them next to each other in the future so that I can compare and contrast as to which one has done better moving forward. So if I put it Small Dogs of the Dow, it would be in the S's. But let's click on this. So there you go. Walgreens, Verizon, and Dow. And it's, again, and I just add a little description so I don't forget it myself, because it's something that I hadn't really been familiar with before. The 3 lowest priced of the 7 highest dividend yielding Dow stocks, i.e. Dogs of the Dow X. So it's the Small Dogs of the Dow X. So yeah, so that's it. Again, it's just kind of cool that I'm using fast graphs to get the information for me, and then I'm taking that information and creating a Symphony and Composer that now I can track, and then let's say I want to do it every January, or if I want to do it every August, go in, get the new information and swap out the stocks, and then track them. So I can track now, the Dogs of the Dow Small X versus the traditional Dogs of the Dow, and then I can compare that just to the S&P 500. Like, there's that spirit of a J.L. Collins or a Jack Bogle, just kind of buy the index. That you can get cute with all these unique strategies, but at the end of the day, the SPY or VOO is going to outperform most of them. But at least it's cool to be able to track it. Like, no, that's not correct based on data over the last, let's say, 5 years, the next 5 years. So in 2026. I'll be able to say, like, okay, Dogs of the Dow underperformed SPY or it outperformed. So that's that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Just another thing is I crossed 1.1 million. It just feels like yesterday when I crossed 1 million. But that shows you the power of wealth in a rising market, that, when you own assets, when you reinvest your dividends, when you reinvest your option premium, that it just, you're compounding. I saw someone posted, he actually quoted one of my quotations, but his tagline on his Twitter was "always be compounding." So I like that. It said "always be closing, always be compounding." So you can see yesterday when I pulled this up, I was at 7,000, and already we're at 3. I'm over 650. So just in the last few days, capital went from 1,088,000 to 1.15. So I'm up maybe like 15,000 over the last few days. Again, that's not any like talent. That's not any stock picking skill necessarily. That's just assets are rising right now, So, but it feels good. It's a good feeling. You see Dow right now is up 142, up 0.41%. Nasdaq's up 0.25%. S&P's up 0.37%. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for today. Again, just showcasing the Dogs of the Dow Symphony created in Composer. So any comments, questions, really appreciate it. Got about another 10 subscribers overnight. So really appreciate all the attention, guys. Thanks so much. Ciao.